Right, let's get some rigs sorted on the way. Right, so someone's just snapped off. So I think one of my rigs that I had on last night, which was over towards the flagpole, out to 15 wraps. Well, there's some weed over there. I had 4 bits of maize on there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch it over to a double bottom bait, and this is my salted cell. It's cell bottom baits that have been they've taken on a crust from the rock salt they've been sitting in. Don't know if they're going to work. They might work, might not work. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to do a double one of them. So out comes the little tackle box full of crap. I'll show you the rig in a minute. One on. Let's get a nice crusted up one. Look at that. I wonder if it'll focus. It's got a lovely layer of salt on there. And basically what I've done years ago, you hydrate them and you remove all the water and then put them in a bed of rock salt. I think something's happened to this baiting needle. It's my favourite baiting needle. I've had it since I started fishing. I think the little point's gone on it. Alright, got another one. Let's see if this glow in the dark one by Gardener's any better. Straight on, no messing. Nice. A bit too big. I think I might chop one down. that's better. Okay, right. Here's the rig. Salted cell and half coming off the bottom of the hook. Avid leg clip, little square pair, and into the old Nash diffusion leader. I mean, that bit of tubing on there just helps it turn. See how we get on. Maybe the salted cell will be the one. So that's going out towards the flagpole. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to make some boilie crumb. Get these out of there, and I'm going to spod out crumb, chops, and whole boilies as well. Just quickly show you these. These are the PB products, little cutters, mate. They are the best. They are fantastic. I do like the Calder little cutters, but these are something else, right? Anyway, I'll talk about them later. This here is a little NGT boilie crusher, and to be honest with you, I used it out in Crystal. I couldn't afford to pay for the Ridge Monkey one, so I got this little tiny one. The quality control of it, probably not the best. I think what happened here, look, there's a screw fell out one time, and oh, hang on, I'll show you. A screw fell out one time, but it still works. It's just a little bit small compared to the Ridge Monkey one. I'll be using this baits now. These is, what are these? A2 baits claws, and I've had these in the freezer for about 2 years. So I'm just going to crush up some of these. And the red one's in the bottom of the A2 baits Seville, which I think is like a fruity, orangey flavour. Doesn't take too long. Right, these are the Seville. It's only because I saw it on Facebook today. Someone was asking for opinions on it, and like I say, to be honest with you, it's a good little crusher. Apart from that screw that came out. There we go, all crushed up. I'm just going to put them into this little bowl. Once I've filled that up, I'll add a little bit, tiny bit of some particle in there, and then I'll add maybe some pellet syrup or some Corda goo with a little bit of water to make a cloud, and I'll spod that out around the bait I've just put out. I did put out about 15 spoms full of particle last night when I was fishing with 4 grains of maize. This morning when I brought it in, there was only a tiny little half a kernel of maize left on there, so that tells me that a big fish hasn't gone for it, but little fish are attacking it. So I'm going to go for a little bit of a boilie approach. Can't use fake baits on here. Can't use you know, like plastic sweet corn or anything like that. Your imitation baits on here. They've banned it. You can use foam though, like coloured foam. That's all right. And of course you can use pop-ups if you want to snowman or balance your baits out. Absolutely no dramas. See, if I had the big one of this would be done in sort of like a few minutes, but it just takes a little bit longer with a smaller one. But we've got time. We've got time. I should have really thought about this before before I put my bait out really, but I didn't. So now all you're doing is getting me talking while I'm crushing. There we go, that's looking good. That is looking good. Right, a few more of them I think. So yeah, so would I recommend this little NGT crusher? Yeah, definitely. It's quite cheap. I think I got it for a tenner off of eBay. And I think the Ridge Monkey alternative is well, definitely more expensive, but it is bigger. And that was another reason that I didn't get it, was because the places that I've fished in France, I do like the full package, so you're limited on what luggage you can take, and sometimes you can't take buckets and stuff like that, so this was ideal just to fit it in the tackle bag. Last one, the claws. I think the claws is like a crab, shellfish type bait. And the Seville is like a sweet, lovely, fruity flavour. Your missus wouldn't mind you have them in the house, but the claws not so much. Last few turns. There we go. Right, nice. So into that, I reckon some hemp. Hemp and maize. Some pellet syrup. This is essentialib. Now I've got quite a selection of the Cordigoos, plus a few more in there, but I'm going to use this one, the coconut cream. Just put a little dab in there. So put a little dab in there, it's jammed up. Right, we'll give that a mix around. We'll add some water, leave it for a little bit, and then I'll spod that out. probably be more efficient here, really, couldn't I? See if that works a little bit better. No. I need to stand for the work. Duck calling in all of his mates, saying, Bill's got some bait out, come and get some dinner. Of course that happened. Right, I'm going to put a few more of these out. Catch you in a bit. Right, next rig that's going out, let's see if I can see myself here. The screen wants to do its own thing. Is solid bag rig, and in there I've got a snowman set up, 20mm bottom bait, and then a 15mm pop up, tutti frutti pop up. But I've had to cut it down because it was so buoyant. Mainline tutti frutti. Anyway, what I like to do with the bags, just to neaten them all up. These ain't the ideal cutters for trimming up, but I'll trim around the bag. Like so. And I've already pierced one of the corners, because what I do is every time I go round with the tape to tie it up, I tap it, try and get the air out, squeeze it and make it solid. But just to neaten it up a little bit more, what I do is I push the corners in and then I lick it and fold the corner down like so, and do the same on the other corner. And there you go, a little bit neater. And this is just going to go out. 10.3 wraps. Also, what you'll see, once it focuses, you see the colour differentiation? Well, I don't know the word. It's got some pineapple cordigou in there as well. Alright, let's get this puppy out. Oh yeah, don't wear your best clothes when you're spodding, because you end up covered in it. I genuinely don't know how I go from tidy bivvy, tidy swim, to this. I mean, does anyone else have this problem? Where you sort of like, just have stuff everywhere. Man. I don't know. Anyway, so all 3 rods are out now. Look, oh, even my cutters are down there, look. Anyway, so, right hand rod, what have I got on there? I have got 2 salty cell, and that is over towards a flagpole. Where am I looking? Flagpole there, so it's probably about there, next to some weed. Then, middle rod is out here, and that's got a snowman on in a solid bag. Little tutti frutti pop up on the top, and that's where that is. And then left hand, I said I wouldn't do it again, but I have done it. I've put it on a little Ronnie, and it's literally boop, just down there, literally just there. And I've chucked a load of bait around it, so you never know. I mean, that's the one that went off last night, and it was, I did have a little tiny size 10 hook, little tiny link white pop up on it, and then when it went, I re-put it out again and just doused it in some almond gel, almond smoke, which turned it purple. Sorry, pink. And that's what the swan took this morning, the bloody little white pop. So now what I've done is I've gone back to one of my classic baits. Activate pop up. Not as good in my opinion as the NRG. I think they've stopped making that now. Oh, best turn the radio off, don't want Google doing me. Grab my coffee, which I've just made. Oh, best turn the screen round. And there we go. Bloody state of it here. I've got about 30 tubs of putty. Must have ordered them in a bulk load. Nash stuff, Calder stuff, and what? Oh. That's why I've got so many. Do you know what I mean? I've put my IB dumbbells in there. Plastic weights. Bloody hell. That one's definitely got putty in it. Duo tackle. Tungsten putty. What's that? Clay brown. Got the weedy green. I think I've got another one as well. Somewhere. Yeah, it looks like it's time to retire the old boilie needle. It's just not holding on as much. It is a little bit bent. This moon chair is absolutely lovely. if I'm honest with you, I just want to see if the salty cell are going to do anything. Salty cell hook baits. You know what? I didn't even test them in the water. I bet knowing my luck, the salt has changed something and made them bloody floating. I spotted out earlier all of that mix, and then I got the throwing stick out and put, you know, 6 or so handfuls of boilies around the bait as well. And it's the first time that I've actually used the throwing stick on this lake and not had seagulls dive on me. Don't know why that is. Lovely day though. Can't wait for the wildfowling season, if I'm honest with you. Seeing all these ducks flying about, geese. I've booked on 3 nights of duck flights back in Hampshire, and I've got I've booked 3 pegs for some pheasant shooting. So what happened was, the reason why I've just haven't been fishing, and I genuinely haven't been fishing, it's not that I haven't just blogged it. I've been fishing twice in the last 5 years, I think. Sorry, in the last 2 years I haven't fished. In the last 5 years I've probably been about 10 times. And some of the ones that you would have seen would have been in Broadlands, comeback specials and stuff like that. And some of the army matches that I've done. But what happened was, my wife got me a one of them vouchers, like experience vouchers, for to try clay pigeon shooting. Tried it, loved it, absolutely loved it. And honestly, if you're thinking about doing it, giving it a try, or you're unsure or what have you, go and do it, please. It doesn't cost much to go and have a little trial. It is absolutely brilliant, and I was, you know, just so in love with it. So I started doing the clays, and to be fair, I started getting quite good. For a beginner, do you know what I mean? I started, you know, progressing. And then one day, my old boss said to me, he said, "Look, I've got a day on a game shoot." I said, "No, no way. I am not shooting animals. I'm just happy with shooting the clays. I'm just happy with that." He said, "All right, no worries." He says, "Well, why don't you come along for the day? See what it's like, and we'll put you on a peg. You know, if a bird comes over you and you choose not to shoot it, then that's absolutely fine. I just want you to experience the day." I said, "All right." Anyway, it was December, and I went with my old boss and one of my mates. My mate said something to me. He said, "Wouldn't you like to put a pheasant on the table for Christmas dinner, Bill?" And I said, "Well, I've never had pheasant before." And he said, "It's nice." He said, "Have a think about it." So I went, all right. Anyway, got to my day on the peg, and I went, and it was me first. We'd flipped the coin, and it was me up first. My boss said, "Oh," he said, "this is a cracking peg." I said, "Yeah, all right." Anyway, put a couple of cartridges in. You know, playing the game. You know what I mean? I didn't want to upset him. and this pheasant come over from the right, just screamed right in front of me, and I went, just mounted the gun straight away, bang, missed, completely missed it, right? And I was like, it clicked in me, I was like, you wanted to shoot that bird and you missed it, so you must want to shoot it. You know, you're not shooting it because for fun or sport or anything like that. You're shooting it because you're going to eat it and put it on the table. Anyway, few seconds later, another one come straight past, and my old boss, he said, double the lead. And I just doubled it, bang, hit it, knocked it out of the sky. My first bird I'd ever shot, and it landed down there, and I watched the gun dogs run out and go and pick it up, collect it, bring it back into the line. And this old boy down next to me, because you're all lined up, and this old boy down next to me, it was like that geezer who does the jolly good shot. He went, bloody good shot, sir, bloody good shot. And I went like that. So since then, I've absolutely loved game shooting, and I'm not out there I don't shoot things just for, just for the sake of shooting it. I'm either doing pest control, or I'm pretty much everything I shoot, I put in the freezer and I'm going to eat it at some point. So even pigeon. If you've never eaten pigeon before, please try it. Steak of the sky. Steak of the sky. The two little breasts. Oh, just delicious. So delicious. Bit of garlic butter. Fantastic. Same as pheasant, give that a try. Now a lot of people, when I didn't know anything about how to cook it or anything like that when I shot it, and one of the guys says, yo, you got to hang it up, hang it for 3 days. And I went, alright, so I hung it up in my garage for 3 days, and apparently that gets a real gamey taste, and it does, and I don't like that. I don't like that gamey taste. So now if I shoot a pheasant, it's done the same day, breasted or whatever I'm going to do, plucked and roasted whole. It's done that day, because I just don't like that gamey taste. But pigeon, absolutely delicious, absolutely delicious. Maybe not the ones that in the middle of London or anything like that, but wood pigeon, really, really nice. So that's what I've been doing is clay shooting and game shooting, and I've got into air rifles, in a big way as well. Really enjoy that. And it's just great. But the reason I sort of stopped fishing was, one, I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford the cost of the clays and the cartridges and the shooting stuff, and the cost of tackle and bait and stuff like that, and fuel. And I didn't have enough time. If I wanted to shoot competitively, it was on the weekend. If I wanted to fish, at any lakes, it was going to be on the weekend. And I just didn't have that time, to balance my life with work, shooting, fishing, and my family. Just weren't working. But so I concentrated on my shooting, and I still am. And I've made it into the Army Development Squad, which is like the precursor to being in the Army team. And this year, I was meant to go to Japan to compete in the World Masters Games. I was going out there. But because of COVID, of course, didn't happen. And in a way, it was a blessing in disguise, because something happened during that time period where I would have been in Japan. I would have had to come back to the UK, so maybe a blessing in disguise. Definitely a blessing in disguise. So yeah, that's where it's at, and that's why I haven't been fishing and I haven't been blogging. Kind of just needed to concentrate on other things. That makes sense? But this is lovely, isn't it? This is lovely. I'm just watching all the fluff fall off the trees right now. It's almost like it's snowing. You can probably see some falling on me actually. It's starting to fall down. It was only the other week. I was watching, in fact I got a text from Lee. He said, ITV, Monster Carp, they're at Creek Lakes. And I went, oh, I might give that a watch. Well, I tell you what, I did watch it, and I couldn't wait for the next episode, and the next episode, and the next episode. And I very rarely watched Monster Carp, but I went all the way back through from the start, and I watched all the episodes, and it really got me buzzing for it. So then I said to Lee, I says, right, we need to have a little practice, get ready before we go to France, hopefully, this year. So we'll come down here to the bloody Nemesis. What a way to kickstart, eh? Oh my God. I'll tell you what though, I'd forgotten how comfy the set of Crocs are. Put them on yesterday. Oh, if you ain't got a set of Crocs, mate, you best get yourself some. Absolutely brilliant. I haven't really got any end tackle or anything to show you. Oh, one thing I did find. No, see yet again, I didn't even know I had that tungsten quick change chod beads. Can't remember buying them. That was it. I've got these hooks here. Nash claw. They look awesome. I put one of these on the bottom bait rig, and I got a little bit of silicone, just the way the claw is at the bottom of it. You won't be able to see it like that, but it goes like that. And I put the little bit of silicone there so that the hair just comes off right at the bottom. In my head it will work anyway. More putty. One thing I have found that I haven't got is silicone tubing. I need to get myself some of that. Just, you know, to neaten up your rigs. If you've got a quick change swivel on or something like that. Yeah, look, silicone tubing. I forgot I had crimps. Got loads of them in there. Yeah, I need to have a good old sort out and go through the tackle and refresh myself on what I've actually got. More importantly, what I haven't got. Canadian geese just flying over the water there. Beautiful. I've got for my shooting I've got some duck calls and I've got a goose call. I can't bloody work it out. So I watch the videos of how these people in America and that do it. I can't work it out. I blow it, it just sounds like I've got a vuvuzela. don't know what to do about tomorrow. I can either pack up tomorrow or see if I can phone up Nick in the tackle shop, see if I can get another extra day. I suppose how it goes tonight, eh? Right. I'll stop rabbiting on and I'll let you know if anything happens, or if I can think of anything else to give you an update on. But for the minute, catch you in a bit. Alright, well, considering there's not much going on, I thought I'd just show you my setup, seeing as it hasn't been out for a while, and there's certainly one thing on there that you haven't seen before, and that's my Jag pod. Absolutely bloody brilliant. Now, I would tell you how much it costs, but it was a stupid amount that it cost, but I got it for free. Well, I didn't get it for free, I got it for the price of a simple raffle ticket. A few years ago, there was a raffle at one of the Carp matches that I went to, and we were all sat around the table, and anyway I said to one of the lads, I said, "Hey mate, do you want to play raffle ticket roulette?" And he said, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, I've got some raffle tickets, you've got some as well." I said, "It's up to you if you want to swap any tickets, any numbers or anything like that." And he said, "Yeah, alright." And anyway, one of the raffle tickets that I swapped with him ended up being the winning raffle ticket for this. Supposedly it's a custom Jag pod. The reason it's custom is if you see the little wheels, I suppose, are they called cogs or something like that, tightening up screws, they're all anodised blue. The thing weighs nothing, absolutely nothing, fully adjustable. Yeah, just, you know, just a really, really good pod, and especially for free. I mean, come on, you can't complain with that. But yeah, that's my Jag pod. I've still got the old bait runners, the Shimano big bait runners. I don't think I'm ever going to change, to be honest with you. I mean, they are heavy. They're heavy reels compared to, you know, some of the new modern reels that are out there. I did contemplate, maybe about a year ago, I think maybe 2 years ago, I went and had a look at some Techniums. And I thought, right, well, you know, I think we all know that they're probably the best in the business, arguably. And I got, you know, the bloke gave me a decent price for them, and but it didn't happen in the end. I stuck with my guns and used these bad boys. You know, really good reels. The only drama I'm having with the middle one at the minute is I've got them little custom wooden reel handles on them. Is the reel handles stop turning, so it's a little bit stiff. I don't know how I'm going to sort that out, but I'm sure I will get that sorted. There's Boggers. I think you all recognise him, my little mascot, and he's got a little bracelet on that's got a shark tooth on it that was brought back from Fiji from my mate Meki. He brought that back for me, said use that as a little lucky charm, so I have done ever since. And then of course the Delkims. How can we ever forget the Delkims? I've got a little camo skin on them. I'll see if I can zoom in, but because of the light you might not be able to see, and of course it's not going to focus. But yeah, got the old Delks camo skin on them, and I've changed. I used to use some MCF rattlers, but they're quite heavy, and I thought, considering one of my rods is so close in, I'll just use these little, yeah, again, I think they're custom. I got them off of eBay, off some geezer who was selling 4 of them. Very much like the Corda Stowe bobbins, I think. They do have little beta lights in them, but I think they might have run out of their light. I certainly didn't see them last night glowing up. Maybe it's because they was on the other side though. But yeah, that's the setup, and of course the rods are the Grays Air Curves, 3 1/4 pound test curve, I think, maybe 3 1/2. I'm not too sure. When I opened up the rod bag yesterday to set them up, there was an end section. I must have snapped one.
Must have snapped an end section and bought a new one from Gray's, or got sent one from Gray's, I can't even remember. And it was still wrapped up in the plastic, so lucky. But it just shows how long I haven't fished for. Well, definitely I haven't fished for 2 years. And the last time I was out was in France with Crystal Waters. And since then I haven't even got the rods out, so 2 years. My memory's obviously not that good, I can't remember. But yeah, there we go, there's a setup, and finally just a nice little little touch there. I just have the little rod mats, little Nash rod mat, and it just stops any crap just bouncing up and getting onto the reels. I do have 2 of them, and sometimes I put one at the front just to stop any crap bouncing up onto the alarms or the indicators and whatever, depending on how low that I do have them down on the ground itself. There you go, there's the Vader's setup. So, another bit of kit, haven't seen on camera before. It's the Nash Indulgence moon chair, and wow, what a bloody excellent bit of kit. Now this, I can't remember how much it cost. I've had it for a while. I chopped in my Nash Big Daddy or Daddy Longlegs, or I can't remember which one it was, big chair, and got this one, and it is just unbelievable, unbelievable. It's so comfy. It doesn't pack up too small. It's all like concertinas into itself. In fact, I'll show you how easy it is. You just grab the top and the bottom, concertinas into itself, these squeeze in, and then you put it in a little bag. But wow, what a chair. I mean, as far as chairs go, this is bloody awesome. Like I said to you before, you can just curl right up on it, nice and comfy. Have a little snooze if you want. I bet you could probably, if you brought your missus along, you'd probably get your missus on there as well. I certainly bring it out at barbecues, and the dogs jump up here or on the lap and whatever. But yeah, I've been sitting here absolutely loving life, and I'm really glad I brought it along now. I wasn't going to bring it along, I was going to just bring the bed chair buddy, stick it in there, but I'm really glad I did now. Right, next bit of tackle to talk to you about, the Prestige Carp Porter. Awesome, unbelievably awesome. Look at the size of it, it's absolutely massive. Big bag comes with it, you stow all your little bits in there, and then your other stuff goes on the top obviously, same as a normal Barra. I'm not going to teach you to suck eggs, but the good thing about it is it comes with 3 wheels. And what that enables you to do is, if you look at the handle, it's a little bit different to any other Barra, and you can just push it like a baby's pram. It's so good, it's so easy, and of course you do have these fold up handles as well, should you need to manoeuvre it, but they just fold away. But yeah, absolutely awesome, awesome Barra. Definitely the best Barra I've ever had, just purely because of the ease. Yesterday I done, what did I do, two Barra trips, and then I've done a third one later on just to get some beers and some bait out the car. And normally with my other Barrows that I've had in the past, sweating, absolutely sweating by the time I get to the swim. This was just so easy. Now, I did speak to Lee. Lee's got a similar Barra with the 3 wheels, and he agrees, you know, 3 wheels is the way ahead. But he did say you've got to have it on even ground with them 3 wheels. He said he has tipped his before. This is the first time I've used it, so I haven't had that yet. One thing I will say, if you're ever thinking about getting a Barra, is get a big chunky wheel. Get as many big chunky wheels as you can. I did have, once upon a time, I think my first Barra I got was a Daiwa Barra, and it had a real, I mean smaller than them rear wheels, smaller than them. It had a little tiny wheel on the front, single wheel, and honestly I can't remember the amount of times that I tipped the bloody thing over. It just didn't work for me. So yeah, so if you're thinking about getting a Barra, I definitely recommend this one, but also think about getting some chunky wheels on whatever Barra you're going to go for. I think the next upgrade for me, even though this is quite easy, it might be getting one of the Power Porter wheels, the add-ons, and just have a little powered front wheel just to drag me along, because I'm getting a little bit lazy. Well, I say getting a little bit, I already am. But there we go, that is the Carp Porter Prestige. I think we all know how messy it can get in the bivvy, especially if the weather's not playing the game and it's absolutely howling down and your swim's all muddy and stuff like that. So just another tip for you guys: get yourself one of these little mats, little doormat. I've had one for years, but I've just got this green one which has little bristles on it, so that any crap you've got on your feet, debris and whatever, it'll get knocked off on that one, and any wetness will get sucked up by the second one. But I have bought a third one, and check this bad boy out. Lee came in and he said, "What have you got? That is just pure vanity." I saw a bivvy mat and I think it had like a West Ham logo or football logo or something like that. I looked on eBay and they say custom rugs or custom mats. It's not waterproof, it's not special, it's just printed, a printed picture on there, and that's from me out in Crete Lakes. It's not, that wasn't the biggie, that weren't the big one that I caught, that was just a beautiful common, and I really did like the picture. I didn't get my my PB put on there because, well, I didn't think the picture looked as good, but there you go. I think you'll agree it's pretty striking for a mat. And it's furry. I say furry, it's material. It's not you know, it's not a vinyl or anything like that. It's actually nice soft material, so if you jump out of your bivvy in the night or whatever, it's nice and soft for your feet, your delicate feet. Wouldn't recommend it to put outside. This is definitely an indoor bivvy mat.
Well, there we go. Here's my rig that I'm just putting out. I just got picked up by a bird. Screamed off, of course it would, but there it is. I've just reeled it in. Hook weren't sharp enough, so I've sharpened it up using the old jag vice and wherever they are, little jag file. And then once I've filed it down, I use a little jag solution just to colour the tip. Hopefully you can see the difference in the colour there. I'll put a bait and a half on, nice long hair. Yeah, and that's on one of these Nash claws. And I put a little bit of silicone tubing right on the end, just for it to come off the bottom, that little angle of the hook. We'll see how it goes. And there's some salty cell on board.
Right, so evening update. Baits are back out, or the rigs are back out. Different baits, but same rigs on each one. So if it was a snowman earlier, it was a snowman now. If it's a bottom bait earlier, it's a bottom bait now, etc. As you can see, I spotted the granny out of it. Particle and boilie on both the spots out there, and just, you know, handballed low, just down in there, just piling the bait in, just to see if I can pick off a fish. Oh, best turn off this bloody radio. Just open for a bite. I do feel confident tonight, but I've felt confident many times here and had absolutely nothing. So it is what it is. 5 to 9, witching hour is starting. Who knows? Battery's flashing at me again. Those 2 batteries have gone through. Right, catch you in a bit. Morning. 9:15 now. Gonna start doing some breakfast in a minute, I think. But the nothing last night. Absolutely nothing. Lee's had nothing either. Can't just be me. Like I say, Lee's had, you know, loads of fish out of here, and he ain't caught neither. So it is what it is. I thought I'd just do a quick update. The battery light's screaming at me, saying it's low battery. But we've still got a couple of hours yet. Come on. Anyway, that's the update. Well, that's me packing up now. It's coming up to 11:30. Started the old dreaded pack up. There's still time. And as ever, you've seen a few videos where I've said, you know, if I get anything, I'll let you know, and it's happened right at the end. But yet again, the water park has not given up any of its secrets to me. I've really enjoyed this session, and I hope you've enjoyed watching. Sorry for the lack of fish, but it's the water park and it's me, so we can never expect much from here. Anyway, I'm going to get back to packing up. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. If you want more, let me know. And thanks to everyone for all the messages. It's nice, it's really nice, you know, to get these messages. Oh, it's good to see you out on the bank again, blah blah blah. I've been doing a lot of, or trying to do a few Instagrams and what have you. So if you're on Instagram and you want to follow me, it's the Shooting Angler. You'll see my shooting and fishing, and my dogs and whatever else I'm up to, my food usually. But yeah, if you like us, make sure you subscribe and give it a little like and that. And why not, while you're at it, go through the old videos and have a little look at the laughs I've had with all my mates and what have you, and some of the fish that I've caught as well. But as ever, until next time, fish safe, don't have nightmares.